Support the channel on patreon.com/manlightfoot.
You're no match for me. I've been training for this my entire life.
And I have no training at all, yet here I am ahead of you. That's gotta be embarrassing.
After so many years of bad live-action video game adaptations, with a few that broke the mold here and there, we finally got one that manages to solidify itself as the best with Sonic the Hedgehog 2. There was a significant amount of hype for this film, what with all the ads popping up in merch, and considering the first film left some room for improvement since it was more a foundation film. With the sequel, they definitely heard the criticisms and improved upon it. Me personally, I honestly had some faith with what the crew was going to accomplish with this one. I honestly could see them pulling this off pretty well, and I'm happy to report they did just that. The story starts with Robotnik returning to Earth with the help of an echidna named Knuckles from Sonic's homeworld. Knuckles informs Robotnik of a powerful emerald called the Master Emerald, which can make any thought into a reality, and they team up to find it. Along the way, they stop by Sonic's place while his surrogate parents Tom and Maddie are away in Hawaii for Maddie's sister Rachel's wedding and try to destroy him. Sonic gets saved by Tails, another resident from his homeworld, and the two race to find the Master Emerald before Robotnik and Knuckles can. Straight up, this movie thrives on upping the ante from the first one. Everything from the characters to the action to the story to the lore, this all feels like the crew and cast wanted to put way more into this. Sonic continues to have an arc here, which is different from his game counterpart where he's already well established as a hero. Here, he's still a rookie in need of some humbling, and they do that great by giving him Tails as a sidekick and having to really think of others and the consequences of his actions. You get a great sense that Sonic is learning responsibility, and by the end it really sticks with him. It's great that this crew wants to explore Sonic beyond what the source material is usually willing to do. Not to knock the source material, but let's face it, we've been kind of starving on some content right there. I'm just gonna say that. You just love to see it. Tails is made like his roots from the games in that he's very much a sidekick slash fanboy who's a full-on tech whiz who can still fumble on his inventions. He's enthralled by Sonic and came to Earth just to help him out. He has that lack of confidence that people associated his origins with and grows a strong and somewhat cute bond with Sonic. They both work so well off each other that you get a feeling of siblinghood from them. It has a fun progression that I think many can enjoy. Knuckles is sort of the same but different in this movie. What I mean by that contradictory shit is he's very much a badass like we've gotten in the 2D games, but he also can be pretty boneheaded. But it's not because he's a meathead, it's just because here he's a full-on tribesman. He's sort of like Drax in a sense, considering he's a fish out of water and doesn't understand Earth culture. So of course he seems unaccustomed to things because he's out of his element. It gives a reason for his character and intellect and why he acts a certain way. We get a better sense of his life with his tribe here more than what we got in the games. It's pretty surprising how much more they put into Sonic and the gang than the games. All of them have good reasons for their characterizations and motivations. At no point will you feel like they were skimping on character building. I will say Idris Elba puts a different spin on Knuckles here that's pretty fitting actually. If you're a Knuckles purist, you may be dissuaded by the accent, but it works for him. It might take getting used to, but his character actually goes with the accent. And for real, all the voice actors do great here. Ben Schwartz is doing great as Sonic and capturing that cocky attitude to a T, while also adding the more emotional sides to him. Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who's a veteran Tails voice actress, does excellent in showcasing his fanboyness, as well as his lack of confidence and little brotherisms. Robotnik is just a hamtastic time. Jim Carrey is clearly having as much fun as he can in this role. He's so over-the-top goofy that you will have a good time when he's on screen. He continues to put his own spin to such an iconic character, and it's pretty entertaining. Him and Knuckles basically have that story from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and for those that have played that one, you probably already can tell where this movie is going to go, but it's still good with how they executed it. Agent Stone, played by Lee Majdoub, if I said that right, returns, and the man is simping hard for Robotnik. He definitely has more of a sense of control for himself, but not so much that he wouldn't fall in line to Robotnik. Now, the other human characters, Tom and Maddie, played by James Marsden and Tika Sumpter, are here, and they do take more of a back seat this time around, but not so much that they're not important. They have a fun sense to them, and honestly, it won't leave you mad that they're there. Unless you're just bitter. They actually have some build up from the last movie with their connection to Sonic. They do build upon the family aspect in this one, which was what I personally wanted to see. You get Tom and Maddie getting into the role of being parents, and they're pretty excited about it, and it just fits them. They also bring back Rachel, Maddie's sister, played by Natasha Rothwell. She's clearly just having fun, which kind of gets infectious for you as an audience member. She's just having fun, so you're gonna kind of have fun with her. You can just enjoy your time with the regular human characters, since some of them are given more to do, and the actors all have a good energy to them, while just being more supporting characters like they should be. There's a good feeling of lore that we learn about in this movie, all building from the first movie. If you were wanting more lore from the first, this will satiate your appetite. There's good callbacks to the first movie that connect pretty well. This movie is for Sonic fans, big time. There's a lot of fun Easter eggs throughout the whole film that's gonna get fans really excited. I'm a big fan of Sonic, very much so, as you probably can tell from my channel, that I just really could have a good time with a lot of the stuff they were throwing in for this. They're pretty clever in making sure the game references work story-wise, so they're not distracting for anyone not familiar with the games. It most definitely feels like a movie by fans for fans, and it works great for the uninitiated as well. The action is very much on point with a lot of thrills. They clearly wanted this to feel like a ride, and it doesn't disappoint. I saw this twice in theaters, one with 40X and one standard. I can say the 40X enhances the experience. If you get the chance, see it in 40X, you will have a blast with all the action scenes. The animation works pretty well with all the action. There's a few moments that can look choppy, particularly in some parts with Eggman and a certain giant robot we've seen in trailers. I mean, you get why, since it's humans working against CGI entirely from background to characters, with a budget that had to be spread properly. It's not terrible, but you may notice a few less than stellar shots. Now, I do have a few gripes, be they somewhat minor. There's constant pop culture references throughout the movie that can be hit or miss, and a few too many. You can understand it with Sonic living on Earth for so long and just watching television for most of his life, and Robotnik just trying to be funny, but you get a smidge tired of them. There's also some scenes that run just a little too long with the human characters at the wedding. It's not bad, but for a few seconds you might forget what movie you're watching. It probably could have flowed better if it connected more with the main plot with certain characters, but it's not bad like I said. It's entertaining enough, and the actors carry it through that it's not too noticeable. I honestly wouldn't remove any of these scenes, they just needed to be trimmed down to help keep pace a bit. But overall, this is just a great fun adaptation of a beloved character. It pushes beyond what we got in the games and gives a good detailed lore that will make you want to see more. The characters are all fun and great with more to them that adds a good sense of depth. The action is on point and thrilling, so I very much can recommend that part. This movie lives up to the hype and is a fun time for all, be they longtime fans, movie fans, or plain casual viewers. It's a film you definitely want to speed your way to go see.